Hi everybody! Welcome back to Broken Sword, the Smoking Mirror, with Retro Kaiser and me. Say hi, Retro Kaiser.
Hi, Retro Kaiser.
And we're in Quaramonte. So last time we arrived here, so there's a lot of places we can actually go here. This is pretty much the only open area in the game. Like last time we were talking to the goat. Let's talk about these talk to these band members. Because and there's also the police station.
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
What?
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional Quaramonte music, even though it's illegal.
Yeah, so we're finding out that things are not really well in Quaramonte. Oh, there's Nico walking around.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn 10 times as much down the mines. My cousin Ramirez was earning 8 pesos an hour.
Before he lost his legs in the accident.
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
Okay, this is important. This is mine
There was an explosion
accident.
at Teoculcan. 30 miners were buried alive.
They got some of them out, though.
2 of them, including your cousin, and they left half of him behind.
Oh yeah, actually we get to talk to this guy's cousin. He's actually on the other side of the screen because it scrolls
So-
further. Yep.
Are they saying they rescued 2.5 men?
Oh boy. Yeah, this was
Man.
before. This was long before that show was even a show.
Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that.
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago.
This was a Condor
was
Trans
here,
Global
at the
logo,
docks.
which you know, which is the big clue that we followed here.
What was the ship with the Condor flag carrying?
I don't know, senor. We weren't allowed near the docks.
That's right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the Condor ship came in, we were told to go away.
All right, and this is a funny thing you can do. Remember that little fetish, that little statue we picked up last time? If you this is what happens
Yeah.
when you show it to people.
Have you seen anything like...
I, the hungry chief.
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
No. Do tell me.
It is Tezcatlipoca, god of death and blood.
Yeah, and I love that every time you do that, the music changes. So it's like, you know, it's kind of a big deal. Okay, I'm thinking we should go to the Quaramonte Mining Company first. Oh no. Okay, so George is just.
George Snowbird, Mama,
Mrs.
Well, that was
Henderson.
unexpected.
Boy, this is some coincidence.
It just
huh?
automatically went there.
Married to a fruitcake.
So this is a character from the first game, Pearl Henderson.
Believing in coincidence.
I'd met
This
Pearl
game's got a
Duane
mind
on the
of its
other side
own.
of the globe in Syria. He was an army
Well,
veteran.
I
and suspected
suppose
he was
we were
working for
supposed
the
to go into the
CIA,
police station first
but I
anyway.
wasn't sure. She was less obviously deranged.
George just rattled off their backstory while we were. Did you catch any of it? So in the first game,
Not really.
yeah, in the first game, Pearl and Duane, they're a married couple. George met them in Syria, and you scam Duane by taking this shitty little statue and make it look ancient, so you get some money because you need some money in that part of the game. And Duane's a little special. I mean, in the first game, it's implied that he's a deranged guy who thinks he's a spy. So that's why he's walking around everywhere and taking photographs. And then, as the games go on, the Broken Sword games, it actually turns out he actually is a spy. And we're gonna meet Duane later, and which is funny because in the first game, Pearl kind of comes off as being the smart one, and Duane's just this kind of poor sap who's just kind of walking around. And in this game, they flip it around and they kind of make Pearl the dumb one, and Duane actually is on a mission. It's still really stupid, but. Well, you'll find out eventually.
Is Duane here with you, Mrs. Henderson?
Why, sure, I couldn't leave him home alone. Since Duane came back from the war, we couldn't bear to be apart.
So, where is he now?
We ain't speaking.
Yeah.
Why aren't you speaking to Duane?
Because he's an old spoil sport sourpuss.
Oh,
I want to
damn.
visit one of those old pyramid places, but Duane says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own.
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
Oh, well, I just remembered another Easter egg we're gonna get to unlock in
Is
this
Duane
part.
still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that. What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
Gotta love Pearl.
What brings you to Quaramonte, Pearl?
What takes me just about anywhere's the market.
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is my role in the economy of the great design, George.
Oh, well, let's show her the little statue too.
What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Ooh-wee, that's a spitting image of Duane's brother Sheridan. A little less body hair, maybe, but it's him all right.
Oh, and this is the news clipping about the eclipse. Let's show that.
Take a look at this news cutting, Pearl.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
Well, it's about an eclipse of the sun, which is due to occur in a few weeks' time.
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of things.
It's not dangerous or anything. Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in Quaramonte.
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested.
You know what makes that extra funny? Is that there really are people like that in the world
Catch you later, Pearl.
who believe that, you know, the government moves the moon around or something.
Hey, Nico.
Okay, now we gotta go to the police station.
That's no moon. That's a Death Star.
The game clearly wants us to go there anyway, so let's just do it. And this is important to the plot anyway.
I have done just as I have been instructed, Professor.
Those are some big cameras.
With the mine
No, they're
closed
just,
down,
it's
there
forced
will be no
perspective,
one
they're
around
close
to
to us,
observe
you
their
know.
excavation.
I know, I just felt like saying that.
I have visitors.
Just
Big
remember what I
camera.
told you, General. There's really no need to make a martyr out of that man.
I like the guy with the cheesy grin and the long blonde hair.
Yeah, that's General Graziento.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, senor. Welcome to
But who could be that mysterious man in the hat?
My name's George Stobart.
Spoiler alert, that's Aubier.
But what is this? An angel come down to earth.
Nicole Collard. Enchanté, mon général.
And really goes in for that hand,
Pardon me,
dude, too.
senorita, but I couldn't help myself.
Look, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
You've come to the right place, senor. Tourist information. General Graziento, at your service.
So, yeah, we talked to the musicians, so you get the feeling like this is kind of like an oppressive middle American state. But now you see friggin' here, where
This is the tourist office?
the tourist office, which
It
is
says
also the police
on the
station.
sign outside.
So you start to realize that this is like a shitty
I
little
am a
banana
man
republic.
of many
So
parts.
they don't really have like an
I can
infrastructure
see
or
that,
anything.
General.
I think the clue they gave away was the little patch of land that says this is the capital.
Have
Yeah,
you heard
exactly.
of a guy called Karzak?
No, I never heard of him.
I hear there was an accident at the mine a few months ago.
That's correct.
A lot of men killed, weren't there?
A few.
30?
Barely 1% of the working population.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Is it true there's a
Dick
restriction
move,
on
dude.
music
Dick
in
move.
Quaramonte?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. An emergency measure introduced by Nuestra Senora.
Folk music is a link with the past for some of these people. Take away their musical roots, and what do they got left?
Easy listening.
You think musical listening could replace a musical heritage hundreds of years old?
Why not? It happened in your country.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
Shots fired.
the bitch is back.
Are there any ruins around the city?
Of course, senor. Quaramonte has everything.
I have a friend who wants to visit an historical site.
Ronaldo will only be too pleased to conduct a guided tour.
Ronaldo!
When
Oh
he
no,
does
you
with
still
the
haven't
day.
played that episode of Strong Bad. Oh god, there's a really funny thing involving somebody called Ronaldo. Let's ask about Condor because we're gonna
Take
have
a look
Now,
at
thanks
this
for saying
lady.
it. Now I actually want to see this scene,
Condor
but
Transglobe.
replace that dude
Can you
with
tell me where
Strong
to
Bad.
find their offices?
No, senor. I never heard of them, and neither did Ronaldo.
Are you sure you never heard of Condor?
Oh, yes.
The company is registered here in Quaramonte City.
You are mistaken, senorita.
The musicians out in the square say that a ship flying the Condor flag.
the weight of evidence is against this
They
guy.
are simple peasants. They will go along with anything you say in the hopes of parting you from your money.
Condor is run by Karzak, isn't it?
Wrong again, senor. Karzak
Well, the
has
audio
nothing
clipped a
to
little
do
bit there
with
for some reason.
anything called Condor.
Yeah, I heard
Whoever
that.
he is.
What was my
Do you keep a
connection?
record of companies registered in Quaramonte?
Of course, senorita. Unfortunately, all the records were destroyed by a flash flood.
How convenient.
yeah.
Who was the guy
Okay.
you were talking to when we arrived?
Professor Ubier, a visitor, senor, like yourselves.
Did you say Ubier?
Si, senor. Professor Ubier, a French archaeologist.
I guess you forgot about Ubier. That's the guy who Nico was supposed to see at the very start of the game, but who we never
What's
saw.
Ubier doing in Quaramonte?
Researching our rich and glorious past, senor. The professor is planning an expedition to some Mayan ruins. He came to see me to get an excavation permit.
Now I know actually that's wrong. Like Mayans did not live in Central America, but well, actually no, I might be I might be incorrect. They may have been like up north a little bit, but it's the Aztecs who were mostly in Middle America. That's my extremely minor note that I know a little bit about South American Native Americans,
I'll be back.
South American Indians, whatever the term you want to use. Okay, let's talk to
Oh,
Ronaldo
this.
quickly too. What were you saying?
I was just about to
Hi,
make a joke,
I'm
but
George
nah, the
Stillwell.
time is off.
Hello, senor. How can I help you?
How can he help you?
Are there any ancient pyramids near Quaramonte?
Si, senor. But it's not very impressive. It's in ruins.
That's perfect.
And you listen to this guy's voice, you can tell it's exactly the same voice actor as Lobino from the first, the guy with the ponytail who was giving George shit at the start.
Would you be willing to give a guided tour of the ruins?
I can't. The General would have a fit if I left all this paperwork.
Okay, let's show him the
Paperwork.
statue too, because this is actually one of my favorite edits. The music is really good.
Do you recognize this statue?
Tezcatlipoca. The night wind. Take it away, senor. That stone is cursed.
Oh, that wasn't the one I was thinking of.
So long.
There is a really maybe it's another character. There's you can actually hear like a choir
That
chanting
looks very dirty,
Tezcatlipoca.
by the way. Seeing the hand stroking that little shaft there.
Okay, but now we have to leave. This is a little annoying in this part. You have to kind of keep coming back in here and leaving again in this part. Like you have to do this in order to progress. I do have to say, I'm not complaining about how they put an extra effort of animating Nico's fun bags jumping up and down as she walks around.
Came on a little strong with the general.
I was merely flattering his ego, Georges. Every man has his
Thanks for
Achilles
pointing that
heel.
out. Now I can't keep my
Maybe.
eyes off of him.
But that guy's weakness isn't in his foot.
Oh God, we have to do that one little. Easter egg at the very end of the game. Oh, is it the panties?
I found these in your bag.
Oh, they were a gift.
I know. I read the note.
God knows what was going through Andre's mind.
I think that's quite plain enough. That man we saw talking to the general was Ubier. Didn't you recognize him?
I never met him, remember? The guy I called in Paris claimed to be Ubier, but he sounded nothing like the man in the police station. Maybe the professor really is innocent.
Nah. It's too much of a coincidence that he's here in Quaramonte. Labano tells me he's been seeing a lot of you.
Right now we're giving
We meet
Nico
sometimes
shit.
for lunch, a drink. After you'd gone back to the States, I was pretty lonely, you know.
Lonely? You must have been desperate. Couldn't you just visit the zoo or something?
Oh, and this is a really funny one. Remember, this is the top of the smokestack we took from the night watchman's hut.
Guess what this is? Go on, guess.
It's wrought iron, probably from a chimney stack on an old stove.
Well, I suppose it could be. How did she know that?
My grandfather used to work in a foundry.
Ba-bum. Ah! Oh, and there's dog biscuits, too.
Would you like a biscuit?
Gourmet dog? Have you been eating those things, Georges?
Sure, they're great.
All right. And actually, Ubier is right over here. So let's go talk to him. And there's Duane as well. There's Duane also in the truck.
Professor Ubier?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobart. George Stobart.
I thought that face was familiar. Remember me, George? Duane Henderson.
Hi, Duane. Just a moment. I have a few questions to ask the professor here.
Yeah, we could have gotten to talk to Duane actually earlier already.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazakh, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Tell me about your wife.
I love that little piano
Please,
piece. It sounds very Gabriel Knight, actually.
I don't want to talk about her.
Okay, do we just want to ask?
Again.
Yeah, we're asking about his wife. So if I click this, I ask about her. Remember the waiter from Paris? He told us that that his wife had this little nickname called the Little Dachshund. So we can either ask him about that, or we can ask whether or not he actually murdered him, because that's another thing. So we can either be slightly annoying or like absolute assholes. So which one do you want to go with?
Well, this is like a game show segment right here. Do you want to be annoying or do you want to be a complete
because
asshole?
we only get to ask one, so you have to pick.
I choose the babe.
Okay.
Maybe you don't, but I do. Why was she known as the Little Dachshund?
It was just a silly pet name I used to call her. Somehow some damned reporter found out.
Yeah, if we harass him about like whether or not he shot him, he just says that absolutely not, you know. And we do find out what happened to his wife later in the game, actually.
What do you know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
Have you ever employed
plot
a
thickens.
Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
So Ubier definitely doesn't know anything, so he's kind of being played by the bad guys.
Do you see this label?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't operate. I found that out when a couple of F1 teams went bankrupt last year.
I have proof that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used
Indeed,
them as
eh?
shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
Okay, and let's
Take a
show
look
him
at this,
the
Professor.
bank
What do you have to
statement.
say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals,
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
And I just love that Duane is just there overhearing all of this. Like he hasn't said anything, but he's just listening there. Oh, and let's show him the stone finally.
Can you
because-
tell me anything about this stone?
Where did you get that?
That's my business.
How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale.
Ooh, sneaky.
Can you identify this statue?
There's a lot of talking in this
Oh,
part,
yes.
so yeah.
Tezcatlipoca.
I love how we just whip out a statue to everybody we see. It
Central
sounds
America.
perverted in a
A
sense.
supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means literally...
This is very appropriate that we're actually playing this because, as we discussed before we actually started this session about the new Iron Maiden album, The Book of Souls, which has a bit of an Aztec theme to it.
He was the wind which came...
There weren't any references to Tezcatlipoca though, which is a bit disappointing. But I just love that name. It's fucking Tezcatlipoca, the Night Wind.
Anything that bled. The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices. The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Sounds like lyrics to the song Rain and Blood by Slayer.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Oh yeah, and I have to show him the eclipse too, because he actually says something interesting about that as well.
It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
All right.
What's your interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History is my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Again, the guy clearly has a British accent, but he's supposed to be French.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
Yeah.
From me? No. For the ancient Mayans, it marked the end of the Fifth Age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale.
Whoa, now the music got really dark.
It's the final age.
That's scaring me, man. Hold my hand.
Okay. We don't need to ask him about the dog biscuits. Oh man, we're already at the end of the episode. Yeah, this part is really like plot heavy. And we haven't gotten into the mining company, which is the really funny bit. Okay. I think we have to pick this up in the next part because we've already gone on for 20 minutes, all on plot. So, see you on the next part, guys.